not a game that was really ever in doubt. Very strange game, ugly, but still one of those games that, again, was just like the Heat just blitzed New York right out of the gate. New York was turning over the ball like crazy, couldn't nail a shot, and just Miami just hit them over the head, Leroy, and they really just never had any response. Their stars were all awful, especially Julius Randle. My God, he was bad.
Well, Knicks fans, you wanted it. You couldn't wait for it. You got your star back. He ain't no Jimmy Butler.
He's not Jimmy Butler.
Like, and that's what you bring to the table, then, yeah. Now, he can play, look, he can play better, right? But the other guys that were playing well in New York, I don't know.
I think the thing that's,
I don't know.
This is what
quickly, he hasn't been playing like.
He's also hurt now.
He's hurt now.
Probably not going to play tonight.
But he was the other piece that people were talking about that could change, create some speed and get up and down the court.
There's two things that for me stood out in this game. Okay. It was because Miami, I think, can play a lot better too. I didn't think that they played this fantastic, flawless game, but they have a gear right now that I just don't think New York's been a terrible offense all playoffs. They can't shoot a lick. And in this game, their stars were so inefficient, so piss poor. And Miami didn't really get one of those standout role games from anybody, but they had great performances by their top two guys. Jimmy was really, really good. And especially anytime New York felt a little bit froggy, it felt like he went right at Josh Hart, hit a jumper right over his face. And then I believe it ran, because he's doing this thing now where they've tried now in 2 series in a row where somebody's tried to be the Jimmy stopper. It was Drew Holiday last time. Now it's trying to be Josh Hart. And Jimmy's starting to get to that frogginess where he's going to start tormenting Josh Hart, because he started doing it a little bit where he hits a jumper right over his face. He does the finger wag. And then as he's running down the court, goes, not him, not him. And like, this is exactly what happened with Drew Holiday. Like, he's just like, you're going to keep trying to throw him, and Josh Hart's going to compete, but Jimmy's just going to get into that comfort zone. And I think it's going to just mentally wear on this New York Knicks team, who, look, great season by you guys. Fantastic. Props. You guys should be happy and thrilled. You won a playoff series, but you're not going to sit here and all this talk coming into this series that people were going to, this is an even series. This is that. He just took out the Bucks. And I'm sorry.
Hey.
Like, you're not going to sit here and convince me that I just saw what the Heat did to the title favorite and New York's going to have something for him, because all the talk was Mitchell Robinson. He's going to be a problem. Dude can't stay on the floor. Dude cannot stay on the floor with Bam Adebayo. And that was the other thing with Bam. That whole Hartenstein, however the hell you say it. No.
Well, the other thing is that here's what you have to understand. If you're relying too much on your role players, the reason why they're role players is because they can't do it every game, right? They're not consistent enough to be starters, but they do have talent. And there's a lot of guys that I think the Knicks depend on that are kind of role players, but they're not consistent enough. And the two you mentioned is one of those things. The other thing I would say is that sometimes you can't look at numbers for a game. Sometimes you just have to look at the kind of game that's played, and you got to win that game on that day.
Right.
Like, sometimes the high-scoring teams in football get into a slugfest and still win. Yeah. And everybody thinks, they're not able to score in this team.
It was a funny thing you mentioned that, because like after the game, I think somebody asked Bam about it, because they were like, and Spo. They were both asked about,
right.
You guys won this game and you guys didn't shoot particularly well. And Spo like kind of looked perplexed. He goes, I don't even know what we shot. What did we shoot? And like, they were terrible. Like, right. Shot under 40%.
Because you're looking at, hey, think about this. Nobody cares about a percentage when all the point, when you needed to make a shot, you made a shot. You see what I'm saying? That is how that went. Whereas anytime the Knicks looked like they were going to get close, Jimmy would go in and get a bucket.
Yep.
Right? And that's kind of how that game played out. both teams were battling. I just say that the Heat can win in a bunch of different ways, and I don't know if the Knicks can. Like, no matter what you bring to the arena, the Heat can win that game, whether it's a star out, whether it's not shooting the three well.
You could, if you want to say, like, hey, Julius Randle has this monster bounce back game tonight, and he hit 7 threes. I'm like, yes. I mean, it could happen.
Even if he does that,
no, who has the faith that that's going to happen?
Who else? But that's the thing, though. See, if you eliminate Julius Randle, they still have guys that could keep you in the game. Who's got to be that guy that has the big game that kind of spurs everybody else on?
You guys are talking about the second best player on the Knicks team. The other player didn't have a great game.
RJ Barrett?
No,
Brunson.
Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
You know why? Jalen Brunson didn't have a great game either. So he was 7 for 20.
None of their top
guys. Just like Nipples.
Nobody on the team.
Just like Nipples, he got those clamps.
That's the thing. Is like, see, this is the thing that if I was a Knicks fan, in all honesty, if I was
just let that go by without even a chuckle. Come on,
my bad.
Come on,
My bad.
Wow, you could tell. You know what? That's how much he loves the Heat. That's Heat fandom right there. He totally crapped on your joke right there.
Listen, in the scoreboard of show life, I would say that you got me on a bunch more. But the thing that I would say, like, if you're a Knicks fan, which is, I want to get into some of the behavior by some of them, because especially Ben Stiller.
I can't vouch for that.
Stiller?
I can't. I'm sorry.
Ben Stiller being irate on Twitter was my favorite thing.
I can't believe that.
It was unbelievable. But you have this situation where
somebody should reply to him. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
I'm sure he's got it's all Heat fans just giving him just terrible
Tropic Thunder line.
Tropic Thunder, something about Mary, just like all
dodgeball.
Just all of Ben Stiller. He's just irate because he thinks Dave Pash of ESPN is rooting for the Heat. You're just putting him in the finals? You're just putting him in the finals like that? Like, Ben, calm down.
And in fact, is he not doing that with the Knicks?
Dude, I'll tell you one thing. I didn't hear the broadcast because I was boots on the ground. I don't know if Dave Pash was
He was not.
I know Hubie Brown was on the color, and that dude's an OG Heat hater. So if you're trying to tell me that was an overly Heat positive broadcast, I'm going to be skeptical on that.
No, it wasn't, but they was just saying the truth. Like, Hubie was like, yeah, the Knicks don't have it tonight. Like, they don't have it today. Then he didn't feel like the Knicks were going to win. And Dave Pash was just basically talking about how the Heat have been probably the best team in the Eastern Conference playoffs so far, and that was it. It wasn't no caping or anything like that. It was just basically the truth. We're getting our ass kicked.
Ben Stiller's like, just hand the Larry O'Brien trophy there. And he wouldn't even acknowledge the guy by name. He goes, Mr. ESPN broadcaster.
You know what? I think he may know Dave Pash. I think maybe they're friends.
I don't think so, dude.
I think that's the only way.
I think
out of the blue,
just hate. Like, Ben Stiller, he was just hating on him.
Ben Stiller was on a Twitter storm during this game. He was beside himself.
And Pash works in New York. He's done. That's what I'm saying.
He's Ben Stiller, though. I don't think Ben Stiller knows. You think Ben Stiller knows other than Breen? You think he knows who the broadcasters are?
Yeah, he probably. Well, I mean, Marv. Dave Pash done Knick games.
I know he's done Knick games, but he's not like Dave Pash is like on the ESPN
like
announcer.
Johnson.
Yeah, it's like he's like the fourth ESPN announcer.
You know what's amazing to me?
But like,
you know what's amazing to me? How you're getting on somebody else for basically doing the same stuff you do, and I fight you on it all the time.
I'm not a movie star.
But it doesn't matter. Wait, no, that's the separation.
It's Gaylord Fokker.
But is that I mean, is that the cutoff? Like, you can do it because you do radio, and he can't because he's just a regular fan.
It's like, but he's a huge star, and he's like,
how's that any different than what you do?
I don't know. It's just like,
what is it? Scott Foster?
Oh my God!
See what I'm saying?
See how the tides change.
Game 5, hopefully.
Scott Foster. Save us, Scott. Here's Jimmy Buckets after the game. Jay Vick, if you can bring him up. This was Jimmy on if this is the best he's been playing.
You've been unstoppable this postseason. Do you feel you're at the peak of your career right now?
I don't know. I think if you would have watched me at Tomball High School, you would say that I was way better than I am now because I was very, very dominant then. But I'm just, I'm comfortable. I'm confident. I work extremely hard at my craft, and I'm very grateful to be able to play for an organization in a city like Miami. And then my teammates got a lot to do with that. They're always making sure I'm catching the ball in spots where I'm comfortable and letting me be aggressive, taking great shots, taking bad shots. They're always in my corner, so a lot of that actually goes to them.
Goosies.
Yep. It's funny because he talks trash, but he's pretty humble.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, if you go at him, I
bad move.
can't.
But how about, like, we gotta take a break. But like all the shenanigans that were happening when Julius Randle got rattled by Cody Zeller.
Oh my goodness.
The way Jimmy was behaving during all that was just tremendous.
Wait, was he dancing? He's in the middle of the court dancing. Like he's doing a golden oldies routine while they're in the corner. Like,
we'll take a break. Back with more after this. Take you up until 2 o'clock here on the show. Streaming live on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Also streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, the channel Miami 56 WQM. Thanks, everybody who can join in the chat. You guys want to get your calls in on the heat? You guys can, 305-567-0560. The SoFlo Boat Show is coming to Miami Marine Stadium May 19th through the 21st. And we've got your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to go. See all the new model boats. There's live music, world-class food and drinks. All you got to do is keep listening for your chance to win. So keep an ear out, everybody. All right? Got that going on. Boat Show. The Boat Show. Got it going on.
Love the boat show.
You love a boat show?
I like a boat show. Almost secondary to Darren C show.
Yeah. All cool.
There's none. If they have the right planes in your Aaron C show, you really need to check. Like, you know, but boats, you can like just walk around on the boats and look at things you would never have in life. Yes, I do that.
You know how the kids say things like built for this? I'm asking a question. Do you know how they say that? Yeah. True or false? If Cody Zeller gets under your skin and rattles you mentally, are you built for this?
Oh my God.
I'm just asking.
I don't
just to, I'm not, you know, I'm not even putting the parties involved.
Asking for
a friend. If Cody Zeller is one to rattle your cage and mentally make you break during a game,
but I think,
are you indeed built for this?
But I think if anybody does that, right? Like one of the things about when you look at the elite to ever play the game, one of the things that people have tried to do to them is mess with them, whether it's blowing in their ear, kicking them in the junk, holding on. You know, remember Kobe? Who was that did the fake ball thing at the end line?
Was that Matt Barnes?
Matt Barnes. He did a little fake thing. Kobe didn't flinch. Right? Like,
although certain angles have debunked that myth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that it looked like it was in his face, but it really was kind of the side of him.
Okay.
There's an over-the-top angle that has kind of killed the Kobe mystique on that.
But still.
Not to be a fun ruiner or anything.
But still, you know what I'm getting at. Like, many people try to mess with LeBron. He just go out and do LeBron things.
Yeah, cool. Kind of missing the X factor here.
No, I'm not. You want to say Julius Randle's not built for it because he let somebody like Cody Zeller get under his skin.
It's Cody Zeller.
I know what you were saying.
It's Cody Zeller.
I was trying to say to you, look at the stars.
He's not an antagonist.
He's just a try-hard guy.
What is he doing?
Try-hard guys sometimes seem as antagonists, right? The try-hard guy, the effort guy, the Rudy guy.
Is this tangibles?
No, wait.
No,
this is hold on. Are you trying to say Cody Zeller getting inside Julius Randle's head is intangibles right now?
He had him like bewildered.
He did not have him bewildered.
He was laughing.
He was laughing after that game. He should maybe
no, not after the game, but I'm saying when
he was laughing during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
By the way,
he was.
It wasn't nothing serious.
He had to laugh to keep from crying.
I see.
You know what?
See why?
This
is what I hate.
Go ahead. No, let him.
Why you think you're going a bit too far with this,
dude?
Because by the way, it didn't escalate because Jimmy was dancing in the middle of the
Tremendous.
court and Julius Randle was smiling and laughing.
Spinning the ball on his. Yeah, well, one of them was down 20, so maybe you should get some new knock jokes.
Some what?
Some new knock jokes to laugh at.
-1.
Cody Zeller's got me rattled.
You think he had it rattled?
Rattled, dude.
I mean, it just coincides with him playing a terrible game, and you could go there, but I would say more along the lines of he ain't that guy.
In game 3, he wasn't that guy.
He's very clearly not that guy.
In game 3, he wasn't that guy.
Okay, but guess what? Here's what you're dealing with, and here's what the Heat are dealing with. The Heat have a guy who can bring it every night and will bring it every night. You got a guy who you hope can bring it out.
All right, guys.
You see what I'm saying?
You're talking about the wrong man here.
I mean, like, you listen.
The guy on our team is number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Brunson.
Yes.
Right.
He didn't bring it.
You guys told me that, Julius Randle was, you were crying about him not being there in game 1. You have him back for this third game. Everybody's there.
Well, we had him back for game 2, and he almost had a triple-double.
I know. And then you know what Julius Randle did?
And then he crapped the bed in game 3.
No. After barely beating the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler, barely, he puts up a mixtape Instagram video. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. No, he did. Hype video after beating that team, barely. And I'm sorry. The answer to the question is no, he's not built for this. He's not built for
Somebody said Cody borderline committed a hate crime. What are we doing?
What?
I mean, we did almost have an all-time intangibles battle between him and Hartenstein.
Oh my goodness!
It was about to be.
That would have been like Andre the Giant versus Big John Stud.
No, that would have been like when I went to a hockey game one time years ago, and Peter Ruel was with the Panthers. He got in a fight with the other black dude in the league. Then I say another black dude. I say the other, right? And I'm like standing there like, this is black on black crime. We can't have this. You can't have intangible on intangible crime.
Space says, by the way, Josh Hart never went to go thank the referees after the game. Oh, shocking. I thought he did it after every game. That's what he said. Didn't have anything. Didn't want to tell the officials he appreciates them.
Leroy, do you think Tobin followed Josh Hart after the game to see if he went to
knowing him?
I think you did.
I think he walked him to the locker room.
Actually, I didn't because the game was already decided, so I went down with like less than 2 minutes left.
Oh, no, smart move.
So you don't know. You don't even know.
I was disappointed. I just learned yesterday Jovic got on the floor. I wanted to see Swole Jovic in action. But I will make it a point today to stay to see if Josh Hart thanks those referees.
Yeah,
he won't. Here's Kyle Lowry after the game. Kyle Lowry on Jimmy Butler's return. This is what he had to say about his guy who was blasting Whitney Houston in the background.
Not only Jimmy Butler back, but back to himself. Effective, efficient, getting to the paint and getting to the spots.
Yeah, it's great though. I mean, listen, anytime Jimmy's playing, it's always like great. One thing about Jimmy, he's always going to be effective. He's going to play great music as he's playing in the background right now, and he's always going to give us an extra boost. So we appreciate him as much as the next person. Keep that up, bro.
That's good stuff.
Nah, I'm afraid. Nah, I'm afraid. Nah, I'm afraid. Nah, I'm afraid.
Wait.
Nah, I'm afraid.
He's looking like, no, you know what Kyle's looking like, keep that up, bro. Like, soon as he gets done, he going over there.
Appreciate him as much as, the next person. Right. Keep that up, bro.
That's good stuff. Yeah, he's saying, no. I'm telling you, he's saying that like if he keep playing it, I'm gonna break that
CD.
Yes,
or that.
It's the opposite. He loves it.
No, I'm afraid.
No, I'm telling.
That is a.
I'm telling you, I was there. Boots on the ground. I'm telling you, he loves it.
Hey, okay.
No, Jimmy's psychotic. No,
he is psychotic.
If
he's
you're playing Whitney Houston, you
walk in.
Different.
Jimmy Butler, you walk in the locker room. He's sitting on the floor of the locker room. He's got I don't know what Space Cadet things on his legs to make sure that he's revamping. He's doing his post game treatment. And he's just sitting there. He just kicked the Knicks' ass. And he's just like, Whitney Houston time. Boop, boop, boop. Because he's got his phone, and it's this giant custom Heat speaker that just blasts whatever he pleases. And Kyle Lowry, he wants to get out of there. He wants to do his media and hit the road. And Jimmy's like, but it's Jimmy music time. So the music's not going off.
I'm telling you for a fact, right? He said that, like, if I hear one more bar of this, me and you throwing hands. That's because he is saying with a smile. He really looked aggravated that Whitney Houston was playing in the locker room.
That's not what he wanted to hear right now. He probably wanted to hear some Meek Mill, some Philly,
Right,
some Beanie,
right,
Siegel, something like
Oh,
that.
it's never that.
No, but it's never
it's
that.
never
It's always country or
He's got
Whitney.
country, Whitney Houston, and Nickelback. This is what we've had as the playlist this year for Jimmy Butler, the most eclectic music fan in music history.
All I know is,
bro,
is
that's
what
different.
you reading in the Kyle is he enjoys that music. You were way off.
I'm not always there. I'm telling you that he loved it.
Vlad, you seen the way he said that.
Toby doesn't know brother speak. He doesn't know brother. He doesn't know brother speak.
Hey,
bro. That was like
here's what you want me to show you how a kerfuffle happens.
Mhm.
Somebody says, "Hey man, he playing that music," and then the other guy responds, "Or what?" Right? Then next thing you know, kerfuffle.
if you look at it, there was a head nod when Kyle said that. Like, all right, man.
But he says in the clip, he's playing great music like he is right now. Keep it up, bro.
No, he said he's playing great like his music right now, and then he made the little smart ass comment.
Keep it up,
keep
bro.
it up
But it wasn't a head nod.
He's not mad at Jimmy Butler
because I enjoy Whitney Houston.
Who doesn't enjoy Whitney Houston?
This is what he basically said.
Does anybody not like that song?
No, but here's the deal. Here's what he was saying. I'm gonna break it down for you, right? I'm gonna break it down for you. Vlad knows exactly what he's saying. Hey man, we just beat the Knicks. We're up 2-1, and you went to stinking Whitney Houston, right? We need some more up-tempo stuff. That's what the breakdown of that was.
No,
it was.
But you can't. But see, here's the thing. If it was a normal, here's why I don't agree with you, because he knows his friend's not normal. His friend plays.
It don't matter. He still could make a comment about it,
dude.
Listen,
that comment wasn't
in the locker room. You don't want to be listening to "I Will Always Love You."
Right.
I would agree with you if it was the other 400 players in the league.
Yeah, but who else could say that and mean he don't like it other than Kyle? Kyle could go over there and say, Jimmy, what are you doing?
He knows what he's doing.
All right.
He knows what he's doing.
Loud, too. Somebody ever
real
tried
loud.
Oh, it's very loud.
Real loud.
Very
I
loud.
can hear that clearer than I can hear Kyle.
It's a very big speaker. And Jimmy does not like turning that music down, like because they're like, "Hey, can you turn it down for TV?"
There's only one guy that could tell him to shut it down. UD.
Oh, and UD's like, I've seen UD. He's like, turn it up.
Well, he's old school now.
But you know, here's the funny thing about it is it's funny how the people in the locker room, the media, and everybody, they want them to just shut it down so they could do their job. And I would be like, that's funny. I'm thinking that you should shut it down so I could do my job periodically. Samey. So, like, with all the crap that people write and say about the players, when that music gets loud in that locker room, they ain't turning it down. They're not turning it down. Nobody gonna drive, especially Jimmy.
No.
Because Jimmy looked like a guy who got a whole little bucket full of receipts in his locker. Oh, you said this. No.
Write that down. He also has to like attach himself to a spaceship after games for recovery.
You know, that is it cold? Is it cold compression?
Probably.
Yeah.
You know better than I do, dude.
But I don't know. We didn't have that. So I think instead of you do cold compression, it gets the blood flowing, helps healing. I'm almost positive that's what it is.
I'll show you during the break.
I know what it looks like, but I'm just not sure. I know it's some kind of pressure, but I don't know if there's like cold water running through it or it's just compression.
One more before we hit the break. This was Jimmy afterwards saying, I didn't even feel like I played that great tonight.
I was definitely out of rhythm, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I shot a lot of shots. Missed a lot of shots. Back in the lab with Chris Brickley, scoring on Remy, scoring on Ernie, scoring on Manny's sorry behind, and whoever else that gives me confidence whenever I get to score them.
That should make
Why he just down all his?
Hey, it sound like if he play bad, he got some slump busters in waiting.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna score 50 on y'all.
We'll take a quick break. Hour Tua. Well, next.